These are the best highlights from all the quarterfinal matches of the day at the 2024 Esports World Cup.
For a late invade towards Ona's jungle, and I don't think Ona has any idea what's going on here. We'll see that ward go down. Probably knows that something is up here as Elk and On moving into the Sejuani's jungle, and Ona is going to have to get out of there.
With Elk being up here, it's a lane swap, Atlas, so we're going to see here is On and Elk head topside. This is going to put Bin in utility position here to try to deny Ona the flash.
That's a big flash forward. A bit weird because Elk not there, but it doesn't actually matter. That's first blood going to On, taking matters into his own hands.
Owner in the jungle will just go straight over to his blue buff, and Ben decides to back and teleport to the bottom lane. As you can see, already some damage done to that turret by Guma and Keria, but the Kai'Sa isn't going to wreck turrets too quickly as whoa!
Yeah, Keria already taken a bit of damage here, but they're just going to claim themselves a kill as Bin possibly regretting the teleport option.
Yeah, well, that's a huge win here for T1 on the other side. So
I think that is still going to be the case for Zeus in this game, just because if he gets all outed, he then just has a very comfortable way of getting back out of the situation, as Extendo Beam is going to do a bit of damage here onto On. Grasping Roots not really connecting there as Faker gets rid of Knight from that mid lane. A bit quiet in the mid lane, as it were. Going to look like, as BLG look to take the first dragon of the game, looks to be uncontested here as well, as the Chemtech Drake is going to be taken down. So first one going to be a Chemtech, second one going to be a Cloud. So no Cloud Soul, I'm a bit sad about that, but that's fine. Don't get everything. There's a flash from Ona. Gets the flash out of Shun here as well, as Faker avoids the Strangle Thorns. Shun going to get rocketed in the face, and Faker is going to be able to grab that kill. Now T1 moving ahead in the kill score, and
trying to push out this top side, but Guma can clean that up. Zeus will match the Cassante push bottom side. I think Bin picked up a plate or two. Yes, he did. You can see it picture-in-picture there. Nice attempted steal by Elk, but he's in trouble.
Yeah, going to be able to Arcane Shift out as Ona just Arctic Assault away. So not wanting to greed for the final grub. And so that is going to be a pretty even trade between the two, as you can see at the top of the screen right there. 3 grubs apiece.
Crushing the lane, but he is winning Corki versus Tristana. Somewhat of a rarity in the LCK.
Ira caught in her jungle.
Point here for T1. If they give 2 dragons, that is potentially going to be a big problem if the soul is relevant with Chemtech already there. Big chance.
Yeah, Zeus once again going to be ulting. Ona moving on over as Bin's going to have to flash this time, but the Arctic Assault will still collect the knock up. And Bin, nowhere to go, no chance. And Zeus, he gets another one. And Wolf, are we getting towards certification territory?
Yeah, I think I'm ready to stamp it. I mean, 2 kills to this area in the top lane. And it's a bit of a puzzling choice. I mean, Bin just greeting super hard for plates there, sticks around. They have no control over the Dragon Pit. Now they have even less, as there's wards everywhere. As they're going to try to make a topside cross map here onto Faker. He's got Flash and Valkyrie.
Yep, Death Charge going to start this dive up. It's a fantastic Valkyrie to get Faker out of the way, but I don't know whether he's going to survive this one. There's the Stranglethorns, and there is the kill. As the sacrifice from Shun. Is that an execute, or was that actually a kill? I didn't actually see it. My brain didn't process it.
I think it was a kill.
1 and 0, so I think it was a kill. So yeah, just a 1-for-1.
100 to his name.
I've seen this one before, Wolf.
And the value isn't as, okay, Bin pushing up, man.
We're dashing over the wall here is Zeus. Gumushi going to come down as well. There are too many 80 carries in this game. The Rift Herald will be taken here by BLG, but they'll have to sacrifice Bin for it. Zeus taking a fair bit of damage, but is ultimately on a killing spree at the end of it. So Rift Herald collected here by Shun. We'll see whether Bin's sacrifice is going to be in vain or not as they get to work on the top side of the map.
Zeus should be able to finish off this turret. The first of the game before that Herald gets dropped. I mean, they have a 3 grub answer in return, but with Keria here, setting up a dive is going to be so tricky. They don't even commit to it. It's trying to find Ona or anybody here, but they're already caught.
Yeah, Glacier Prison comes down, and once again, Shun's just going to explode. No way out, and they are picking on this extremely squishy Zai. Will go down. So Faker and Keria getting themselves some plate gold, some turret gold here towards the top side. As BLG once again roaming up, but perhaps a little bit too late here, as Keria is going to get missed by the hook, but still, they are going to get there. The Eclipse is eating a fair bit of this, but still, Shun is going to be able to grab the kill onto the Leona. BLG answering back, trying to take whatever they can here on the rift that is left for them. Bin taking some damage from Zeus once again, but he's just going to dash himself away. Doesn't want to mess with this area at all.
Finally, the Herald maybe going to get something done here in mid lane. Still a pretty healthy turret. We'll see how much they can take out. They're all grouped.
Yeah, that is going to be a bit of an interruption here as Shun is able to land the grasping roots onto Owner. He's going to flash, gets himself out of there as Faker teleporting right into the thick of things. Zeus has turned up as well, and Faker kind of frontlining on this one, taking Mystic shots. True Shot Barrage is going to get flashed by Faker, and that is a good amount of respect. That thing does so much damage.
Great usage of the hair. BLG will be able to take this one away. A great play. And it's all set up. Oh,
whoa, that's a flash. Gumayushi going to have to flash in response as well as Keria just a little bit late to the play, and that is going to be out of turret in mid lane as well as that dragon. And BLG fighting back brilliantly, also getting some space here on the bottom side, and it feels like the tempo has shifted so quickly in favor of BLG off the back of that Herald.
The Observer showcasing how little vision there is here for T1. Even the Ezreal ult is significant poke here.
Oh yeah.
And Elk is just kind of playing with his range advantage right now. Zeri, fairly low range, obviously, outside of her extendo beam, but Elk can continue to push these waves through. And T1 just aren't able to skirt around. And this buys enough time now for the Dragon start for BLG. So Tristana, another power of Tristana, she can do Dragons very quickly with this Zyra. T1 will clear vision, but they don't have the speed to trade this. So they're unfortunately just going to have to give the Dragon up. But it's just been mid-prio that T1 has been so far behind on. You can really feel the weight of the lack of teleport here for Zeus in this game.
No, I agree. I actually think that it's starting to become a little bit of a worry. The apprehension that you're sensing here for T1.
T1 are in a great position. 3 items there, but we're just not having a straight up 5v5 fight. BLG are not allowing it.
Yeah, Owner now possibly out of position. Does have Keria there, but there's no real damage follow-up unless they can create some plasma here for Gumayushi to react to. There is a snare, and the Void Seeker not going to connect. Hook as the re-engage does come in. Glacial Prison is decent, but the shutdown onto Zeus immediately, and BLG, they might use this to start off the Baron. At least Elk, that's what he's decided he wants to do. Still, Void Seeker is going to make it seem like it may not be the best decision to make, and BLG looking for a turn instead. More poke coming through here as the more you hit, the more you can throw. Gumayushi still just fire.
Continuing to control this mid lane, out-pushing the Kai'Sa consistently as he just offers more and more poke. Even with True Shot Barrage, you can see these Qs really stacking up.
Yeah, well, another Glacial Prison goes down here as Faker just going to grab that kill onto On, and as we praise him, we cast a curse him. And he is going to be taken out there. So one killed on the side of T1 into one killed on the side of BLG. BLG weren't able to push Drake. You know, not the end of the world. T1, they cannot afford to. Giving away 3 Infernals and Soul is just kind of ridiculous. As T1, you can see, positioned to try and take this one down, and they're going to be fighting for the death for this one. As let's see who's going to be able to take it here. Shun taking some poke damage, and these Void Seekers also starting to do a fair bit as well. The rotation around from the Zeri, but the Dragon is down very, very low. There's a Killer Instinct. They take down the jungler, but can they win the fight is the question. That's the Dragon secured for T1. Keria is just taking Bin for a ride, and the rest of BLG are just melting. Now the top lane is going to do battle. Yeah, Bin's going to win those as he walks into melee range of the Cassante. Still, it's going to be a one-team fight, and still T1 are going to the first target here for T1. There's an inner on the top side of the map as well, but to really open up the map, it has to be through mid.
It does have to be through mid.
Yeah, we'll be taking down some of these wards around the map. Shun gonna get slowed down. There's a Glacial Prison as well. Special delivery of Gumayushi with the Killer Instinct, and there goes the Zyra. Massive tanking being done here by Keria, but can't tank absolutely everything in the kitchen sink. And so he will go down, but jungler for support, you take those, especially if you get a turret along with it.
Absolutely, and that's just going to allow Zeus to push this top lane. One single pick, again on the jungler, 6 deaths on this squishy Zyra.
And after such an incredible early game as well, as Bin is going to find the knockback onto Ona, but skating on in is Zeus. Bin now just going to have to book it out of there. On in so much trouble, walking the wrong direction. Ona going to finish him off. And T1, they're starting to knock them down now, starting to get a feel for how this game is moving closer and closer to a victory for them. And they'll push this wave towards the inner turret and really expose BLG's side of the map now.
Yeah, let's see if they can actually grab this inhibitor with the last 30 seconds of the Baron. They really want this.
Yep, Solo going to set up for the Zenith Blade. It's a decent Stranglethorns, but he's still going to go down. The follow-up just not going to be there. Another Glacial Prison, great buffer there from the Tristana, but Knight not able to offer any damage back, and that's going to be base broken by T1.
I think they want more.
Yeah, they ain't stopping here. There is still 15 seconds on this Baron buff. They're going to take at least one of these Nexus turrets as the minions are starting to run out. BLG sitting here on their Nexus. And T1 still trying to push forward. Carrier, not sure about that one, but I like the gusto. Has been in a whole host of trouble. Faker taking matters into his own hands, but not enough damage to kill the Cassante just yet. Turret shots just raining down as Elk landing these pot shots and starting to make these health bars look a little bit lower.
Oh, the teleport flank from Bin.
Big old flank from Bin as he dives in towards Owner. I don't think Owner's too worried. The all-out does come through. If they kill the Sejuani, it may not necessarily be end of the world. 53 seconds.
Active to trade for, but it looks like with no prio, no teleport on Faker, they're just going to opt to give this up. And I can't blame them for the choice. They have mid control with the inhibitor down. They can maybe grab a second one. That's the goal here if they can get it down quickly enough. But I think trying to walk head first into that BLG composition without prio was just not going to be a successful strategy. They won't get this inhibitor binged. Here we go.
Extendo beam not quite going to land there. Neither is the Glacial Prison as BLG able to get themselves out of there. Bin at about 50% health, but he's the tank. He's not too worried. Solar Flare also not exactly hitting the sweet spot as Shun able to walk that one off as well. Still T1 winning in the damage trades.
Yep, you can hit every single Void Seeker onto squishy targets like Shun. I mean, this is going to really start to stack up. Corky Poke, not as strong as it used to be, but still relevant here as T1, I mean, the weight of the wallets, you can really feel it. Shun just trying to back away, get some heal.
It's another team fight, and this one could be the end of the game.
Looks likely that T1 away in the first game of the World Cup.
That's a big old flash forward as Knight's going to get slowed down. There's the Glacial Prison. Set him up, and you knock him down. Carrier and Owner with some great initiation in this game, and there goes the first Nexus of the EWC League of Legends. T1 going to claim it, and BLG going to need to win the next one to stay in it.
What a game to start it off. Top Zeri.
Exactly how well he pilots this champion.
My concern with the Camille pick in this draft, though, is going to be the Maokai. The ability to lock this Camille.
And scaling's a really fun conversation to have in this game. Because
absolutely.
There's Senna who scales to infinity. We know that, right? Faker's going to draw beads, utilizing his passive on the Tristana. We mentioned the Tristana scaling a lot. And have to hold that thought for a moment. The Mega Inferno Bomb comes down as Gumayushi in so much trouble. The Nature's Grasp comes in, but that is going to be the first blood going over to Elk on his Ziggs. On gets that shield back as well as the flash from Carrier. Needs another auto and he will not find it. And now Elk at full health should be able to take down the tree. And there he goes. 2 for nothing.
But now it's getting a little bloodier, and BLG take a 1K gold lead off the play.
Yeah, that is absolutely massive. And maybe that conversation about scaling is less and less relevant as Zeus thought he was in a 1v1. He is absolutely not. As the World Ender comes in, Owner is here to try and help out. Let's see whether he can keep himself alive. But the answer is no. There is so much damage, especially coming out of this brand. And BLG will egg or two here as he is looking to run away. Spear not going to connect. Nice sidestep there from Elk, but still the swipe damage is decent. As Owner is going to heal himself back up. As another ulti out of On as he moves towards this top side. Bin can throw down the Hextech ultimatum. And now Zeus nowhere to go. Finds the sweet spot. It was decent. World Ender is doing a fair bit of work, but On still able to tank that turret shot, and he will be A-OK. Meanwhile, here on the bottom side, Shun is going to be punished. Owner almost taken down there. The brand passive is so dangerous, but he's still going to be able to take this. Of course, Ziggs, he is always going to win those, and now
he's so ahead.
Looking for even more. So this inner turret is now under fire. Carrier dealing with the minions. No, there is one melee minion still left alive, and Bin is able to grab that kill, and they can keep pushing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I feel like Carrier's ult was just coming back online. I don't know if it really would have saved him, but it might have been able to buy some additional time. But T1 are just going to trade it for topside here. But it is going to be 2 turrets for 1. BLG with a massive gold lead, an insanely fed Ziggs, a brand that's about to finish his jungle item, or rather his pet, already picked up the Leandries early, has been clearing like a madman. Yes, Owner has cleared more minions, has been able to clear more of the jungle, but in terms of the impact here, it's definitely been Shun who's been the bigger winner here. So BLG completely in the driver's seat. Now T1 will get beyond just that top turret, the Herald topside objective that comes with this.
Yep, they will be able to take that one down as On just moving on in here. He's going to get pulled back, but Knight is there for the defense. Gumayushi towards the inner turret that BLG now has to attend to. But this is such a long lane that Zeus is in right now. They get a glimpse of vision As Hook is going to connect there onto the Nidalee, and she'll just explode. It's a gank squad from BLG. And now Zeus, he knows that it's his number up next. Shun going to be the one to throw that Pillar of Flame in. Will get knocked up as World Ender comes down. 1 versus 3 is going to turn into 1 versus 4 very quickly. And as soon as the stun comes in, that is it for Zeus. BLG.
Right now, this Drake spawns in 30 seconds. I just see no way T1 can contest this.
Well, Carrier might also be in trouble here as the Hook is going to land once again. Nature's Grasp comes down. They're going to look for the re-engages on. Possibly overextended and indeed will go down. T1 grabbing themselves a pick. That could be huge with the Dragon coming up.
Yeah.
The BLG are still trying to get as much time as they can. I don't know whether it gets better by doing that. I think giving up this Dragon is something that they have to do. But they might have to give up the next one as well. And yes, they managed to beat BLG with an
opportunity. Absolutely can pop off and get resets in a team fight, but the oppressive vision control is hard to circumvent. Now, T1 are just going to do the Hail Mary Baron because they've got to pull BLG to them somehow because BLG is playing back and playing safe.
Yeah.
Bin does have TP.
He does have TP, but he's just continuing to walk. They just trust that they'll be able to get them off this Baron without actually using the teleport. You can see now he's in the minion wave. He's on vision. T1 going to try and keep this leash. Just a flash forward from Carrier. Gets the flash out from Shun. Just trying to keep himself in there. Into the pit goes Zeus. Carrier goes down. There is the Baron secured. But can they actually keep themselves alive as Faker is just going to get thrown around like a ragdoll? There is the takedown onto Bin, though, who tries to get it. It's a double kill for Knight. Some redemption for the mid laner here as Zeus and Ona walking the wrong direction, trying to get themselves over these walls and into safety. They have the Baron, but how many will be able to keep it and tell the tale is the question.
Looks like just Owner.
Zeus, there's a few too many bad guys around him at this point in time, so Owner killed the Baron, and he's the only one that gets to keep it.
But it's a great ultimate there from Bin as well.
Oh,
another fight.
The Hook comes in from on. Hex Flash was utilized as everyone used their flash in that last fight. There is not a lot of summoner spells left available as a Hex Tech Minefield. They just can't walk through it. And T1 are going to give the Infernal Soul again. Mega Inferno Bomb not going to be avoided, but at least Gumayusi didn't stand in the middle of it. Still takes massive amounts of damage.
Has a Baron buff. They don't, but going to force Zeus to TP.
Oh, that's a big TP flank here from Zeus. Let's see what they can actually do. Remember, they're fighting into an Infernal Soul. So, yes, it's a gold lead, but it's even more than that. With the Infernal Soul available, now Nature's Grasp coming in. Can they actually line them up, find some of these snares? There's the triple root from the middle. Oh! Boom goes the dynamite. Down goes Knight as Faker rocket jumps his way to safety. Bin going to be eviscerated immediately as the Mega Inferno Bomb goes to Narnia, and that's not going to kill anyone. It's a spear connecting for the double. As Shun, he's still alive, and as it turns out, he's actually enough damage, kind of by himself. At least with Elk there as well, raining down these bouncing bombs. As T1, I think they won that fight, but it doesn't feel like a lot of control.
It doesn't feel like a lot of control. Gold lead still 3,000. Faker?
Oh yeah, still going to go for it here as Shun wants to be able to land the abilities, and he does so. Ona going to get slowed down as the minefield comes in, and that Baron control in a nutshell here for BLG, and I don't think that T1 even is allowed to approach the area. Teleport to come forward here as Knight cleared out that bottom lane. And this Baron, uncontested this time around, BLG will be able to take it, and then they can use the extra push. Not really taking too many risks at this point in time. T1 with a lot of healing, actually. Piercing Darkness and Primal Surge together. And now Nature's Grasp is going to come on through. Zeus wanting to find those knockups, but the push away is just too strong. Carrier still getting into that backline, and so is Zeus, in fact. But Bin's going to turn up, and now Zeus is in trouble. Knight is able to take him down. Carrier delivering Bin into the backline. May not be exactly what he wanted, and somehow he finds the wall with that hook shot. This should just be the wipe, and BLG will even out the series as Faker is flashing to try and get out of the way, but the Anchor of Destiny from On will be able to pick him out of the air. That's the ace, and BLG will even out the series.
Looks like we're going to that game 3 we all wanted, Atlas. Beautiful satchel charge from Elk, and Bin, that team fight was almost perfect. They don't even have to take the elder to take this one. BLG striking back in a much cleaner, more one-sided game than our first. And we're going to the conclusive game 3 after this. What a way to start off the first Esports World Cup presenting League of Legends, Atlas. and we saw the Ziggs get accelerated. It was 45. I think that their current form, even though they had that shaky loss domestically to KT Rolster right before flying over, I thought, okay, BLG looking a little bit rough. It is going to be the Grubs that do go over to BLG. On and Shun are going to be able to take all three of these for a Jax, who's now proxying, as he was able to get a ton of prio up their top side. Feels fantastic. As Owner is going to come over here and shadow Faker.
Yeah, there's the grand entrance. Faker gets out of it as the Grasping Roots connect on to on, but it's not going to do too much. Got to stop saying on to on, Wolf. That's it's a difficult one. As now, a little bit of a look towards the Dragon as the Flash Cosmic Binding's going to connect. Gumayushi trying to hold them in place, and now the curtains have been called. Shun going to get slowed down there as On. He's his big target. Fourth bullet is going to connect as the arrow sails by. It looks fantastic, doesn't do a whole lot. As T1 also not able to grab their prize as well, but they'll get themselves a Rift Scuttler, and that's at least something.
Crazy no flash is used from BLG despite Carrier looking for the play.
Perpetually in both the LCK and the LPL. We haven't necessarily seen it have ridiculous performances, as speaking of which, now it's Zeus that could be in trouble. Gets the double hop as Shun still looking for it. Gets the smite off. And still, Zeus gonna have to flash to get out of the way. All right, they're going for a dive. They're gonna be able to get that first blood, and Bin was capable of tanking up the turret, and if in doubt, just brute force it, Wolf.
I mean, classic Bin Shun. But he's also massively ahead in farm, even into a Zyra. And they ended up knocking Zeus out. His flash back available now, but man, the game state here is rough.
Ooh, that's a big old arrow flying towards Carrier, and that will land. Knight is able to get over the wall as well. Shun's able to take down the Bard, and Ona has to flash to get himself out of the way. Elk, man.
Lane advantage is really starting to stack up, as meanwhile up on the top side.
Yeah, Tempered Fate does come on down. Good Cosmic Binding there to connect onto On, who's taking a lot of damage. Elk still offering a lot back as well, as T1 do defend their outer turret and those underneath it. At the same time, Zeus does have Mega Gnar on the way, so he's feeling a little bit more frisky, able to get up towards this lane. But it feels like T1 a lot of answering and not a lot of dictating here in this game.
Shun also happily just taking these grubs in return, backs off of the top side play and says, well, we were playing for these anyways. That's going to be 6 grubs for the Jax. That's so deadly in a side.
Yeah.
Guma was able to pick up 1 plate bottom side. That's all T1 were able to. The collector start here for Guma. Does have some really nice finishing power if they can set up the CC. There it is.
Grasping Roots comes down. That is a lot of damage onto the Nidalee, who pounces over the wall. Primal Surge gets that health bar back up again here for Shun. And T1 not able to lock him down completely, as Faker going in, looking for Knight, who gets into the brush very nicely, and the Gatling gun really working out. Buster Shot gonna be used, and there's the flash forward. It's just too easy here for the golden left hand, and the turret gonna go down as well. Icing on the cake for BLG.
Clearly no mouse issues there. Faker making a missed call. And
Gumayushi also able to play with the Fog of War, but the ward goes into the brush. Now On looking to come in. Now the curtains have been called. Can they actually lock down any kills here as the Tempered Fate goes wide? The plants also not really helping out, as now On kind of looking to turn it here by the looks of things. T1 looking a little frazzled here in game number 3.
I mean, so desperate here in this final game. Good footwork. His ability to crush turrets, his ability to follow up on CC.
And that's been halved as well. It was to the tune of about 20 CS. Now that is starting to evaporate, and now Zeus is under fire. On is going to get over that wall, finds the hop, grand entrance, doesn't quite get in there, but the quickness is still going to charm him, and there is the counter-strike. Bin going to be able to take down his opposite number, 101 now on the Jax, and that would follow up onto that one, as now T1 cut their losses, move back into their jungle. And Carrier actually looking for Elk here. Tempered Fate is...
They just have 2 kills to Guma. The snipe coming out. We're not done yet.
Oh, Carrier finds a meep slap as Shun, he has to flash. Deadly Flourish, too scary, coming through the floor. And T1, they're going to augment this with an outer turret take as well.
Suddenly the map is all opened up. Kill control. Faker.
Yeah, there's another charge as the inner turret just barely survives. Faker, though, like you say, in trouble. Able to get a few autos. On down to 50%, but Faker holding onto that rocket jump. See whether he's going to be able to utilize it. Tempered Fate not going to find the mark. Neither does the Cosmic Binding.
Zeus back with Narbar too. BLG need to be very careful about how they approach this.
Yeah. Zeus definitely going to be turning Mega here, so BLG could just bide their time, but it looks like they want to start this one up with that control of the area that they do have. Nava down to 50%. T1 gonna have to pull that trigger relatively soon, as Spear's not quite connecting onto that Gnar, and you can see BLG, they're not wanting to do anything until there's a mini Gnar once again, and now it comes through. The Dragon going to be picked up. On in actually a lot of trouble as the curtains have been called. On just going to be sniped. No one was there to protect him, and now Elk is going to get slowed down. Shun is here with the rest of the team, but Bin is nowhere in sight. Everyone's a squishy, and there's a deadly flourish in Italy. Now the teleport's coming in. Bin's going to be able to join the other three. The BLG are getting closed in on, and this is not there.
Comes through from Bin. He wasn't there. So measured. And Gumayusi doing the big damage. He went from irrelevant to 305 on this 2-item spike, and now they're going to get Baron. They take a gold lead for the first time in this final game. Zeus in a side, and T1, a huge comeback here in this final game. This is a BLG. This game was completely theirs, but it is very quickly T1 favored now.
Oh, Cosmic Binding not going to quite land as
we do a little bit of mechanics testing here, limit testing.
First one for T1 for this series.
Baker can burn this down so
Get angry at Elk, but he is still running the wrong direction. And I think this hunting party from T1 will be able to take down their prize. Unless, well, Magical Journey does come on through. Volley from the brush gives away his position, and Elk is buying a lot of time.
They're not losing any time here in the mid lane, though. T1 just pushing it down right away, just taking this inhibitor. Elk buying a lot of time.
Yeah, Grassroot's going to be there, and Ona gets the kill.
I mean, it's just going to delay his respawn ultimately here because T1's still going to grab this inhibitor. There's no Baron to take, so they don't delay anything like that. As On's looking for a punish here, but T1 super measured in their approach to this inhibitor. Take it down, back away. Topside control is theirs. And once again, a beautiful...
Last-ditch effort as the arrow is going to sail through T1. Opportunistic plays is exactly what BLG are going to be looking for, as Zeus doesn't want to wait for that curtain to happen as the double kill comes in, as the Stranglethorns come down. There is the ace, and T1 will keep themselves alive here at EWC. And unfortunately, I think it's going to be hydraulic press for them.
T1 in a 30-minute game, an impressive comeback here, and the one that matters the most, keeping their hopes alive in this tournament. They didn't make it easy. That certainly did not give the fans hope in the early part of this third game. Game 2 was rough. Game 1, they almost lost control, but what a fantastic series to start.
With the head but pulverize, Razork has some very straightforward stuns that they can put out, and of course Oscar has it ult.
Humanoid going in for that one. Obviously, he does have Doom coming in from the top side, but now Umpty's here as well. Double knockup just to disengage. As Razork, he's like, I don't care about what you guys are doing. I'm taking the grubs here.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he'll get one, but he does have to eventually get over the wall. And, you know, slight advantage goes over the side of TL, but not a huge victory at the end of the day, as Quarterfinals almost stops that back. That one. They're getting a lot of damage here on a Quarterfinals. Razork again is like, again, I don't care about what you guys are doing. I am getting objectives, I'm getting money, I'm getting experience.
Ooh.
Now he's gonna find Quarterfinals in his own jungle. That's first blood. It does go over to June somehow, as he didn't even use Ignite, but that is still a huge first blood here.
Because that was Fnatic's turn, they used a couple ults, they used a lot of their pressure early on. It does mean that Team Liquid can take their turn, pick up this dragon, and keep the game slightly in their favor. They've got two of the more control, because one of the things that we oftentimes saw was that Fnatic were oftentimes reaching really heavily for some of these plays. But this one, they don't have to reach too hard. They have multiple strong ults that you could throw at impact, and he does not have flash.
Here we go once again as the charm is going to come out, and that's a level 5 Alistair. June in a lot of trouble, lands the stun, but he finally hits level 6. Doesn't matter, he will go down as Jan is taking a bunch of damage, but Noah is alone in a 1v2. The flash comes in, and Aseri picks up the double kill, as we did have action in the top side as well. Oscar Rinnan also good. Yeah, they're looking for Oscar Rinnan. He is in a bunch of trouble, already taking some poke from the Ziggs, as the stun will barely miss him. But Umpty here with his ult available should eventually get this done, right? I mean, he's going to be rooted down, and he just gets taken down in the 1v1. Not like this. From threats, but no flash now might make side laning much more difficult for him.
Yeah.
As the action never stops here. I'm sorry, you don't get to talk too much as they're getting on in onto this area. They get the shutdown and even get CoreJJ. As immediately this game is turned on its head again as Fnatic pick up 2 kills.
Finding out, right? They're sticking around just a little bit too long. Yes, they're gonna get themselves another dragon. Yes, they got 5 grubs, which means that Twitch chat will be on their side, taking these down. Oscar?
Yeah, that's the ult over the top as Oscar Innen is just going to be burned down. Has a lot of damage, but he doesn't have a very large health bar as immediately just 2 ults on his face. And as well, and AP is going to be just so happy with this trade, is maybe looking for a bit more. Oscar Innen does have flash, but even with that, he's just going to get flash on. There's no escape for him. Tries to do a bunch to APA, but it does not matter as he will also collect a kill.
Yeah, really not going to be letting the same mistake happen from the first. I have people who are still able to watch the demolition.
Yeah, I mean, as Ziggs has played well. We already saw what it was able to do in game series number 1, rather. Game 2 between BLG. As, yeah, Oscar is just dead again. And again, it's Ziggs, it's Rumble, it's a Varus who's trying to side lane from the top lane. You know, Oscar Innen's just trying to do his job, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm Varus without flash. I guess I just die again.
My bad. This is one of the things that I had an opportunity to interview Impact before we actually came into this, and one of the things that he was saying about Oscar is that right now is they've caught him out 3-4 times.
Yeah, you know, it might just be Impact's opinion, but I feel like he's doing a good job of proving that point here in game number 1, right? And look at this. I mean, you said the full court press is, yeah, Umpty might go down, and he will, but it's a flash, and, you know, they get the kill, but they also lost their top turret. So it's just extra gold going in the pockets of Team Liquid, and the base is already going down. So he's trying to get some deep vision in and trying to get some control over this map. But now we're just going to have a fight as it is, and Alistair out of position. And Young just going to avoid that one as now the TP coming in from behind. Humanoid is level 13. He's like, please, I want to do something in this game, but I don't think he's going to have a chance to do that. It's a very nice ultimate here from the side of CoreJJ. And now Umpty's getting resets. And this team fight is all Team Liquid all the way. As from downtown, you've got Rumble ultimates, you've got Ziggs ultimates, and nobody can get away.
We have an answer.
For very long.
We got an answer to that question. How soon will Team Liquid go for the Baron? Well, it turns out right on spawn. 20 minutes into the game, we see a couple more kills go their way. They're going to be starting up the big purple worm, and there's nothing that Fnatic can do about it at all. This is just honestly a kind of domination play coming out from Team Liquid. I was expecting that this series was going to be a little bit closer, but it feels as though Team Liquid's map movements have just been better. I can't wait to see Humanoid, and he has to chase them around this giant stone in the middle, and by the time he actually gets damage in, Team Liquid's already on the other side.
I was watching live as that was going on. Humanoid took the middle of the super and the Mega Bomb from the Ziggs, and now he's just dead, I think. I mean, he is going to Rift Walk away once, but not a second time. He's not level 16. Again, it's kind of funny just to watch it be totally useless in this game, as TLR just feels like they're just trying to end it now. I mean, they have the Baron buff. They're trying to take down inhibitors 21 minutes in. As that ult is going to miss impact. And Razork's like, man, I'm not able to hit this. I'm not able to get much follow-up. Although, finally the Rumble will go down as they do get that pick. But take a look at just the cue from the Ziggs hitting both Oscar Innen and Noah. They're just out of the fight. And now Oscar Innen, he is going to hold on to his flash, but I don't think he's holding on to his base for very long.
No, I mean, even with Impact going down, this is what we were seeing with all the other structures. It's like, okay, cool, you get it forces Fnatic to respond to everything else they're doing. You don't need minions to actually take down this inhibitor either, but we do have to keep in mind, Humanoid's still getting closer. It goes in.
Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit of trouble, but immediately the follow-up comes in from CoreJJ. The poke is there. June is low. Razork is low. He's trying to get away. And June is not very long for this world. Umpty does get that reset. And again, the Kassadin's just behind enemy lines. He's like, guys, I swear I'm trying to help. He's not going to get much value there as he just gets pushed out of the fight. And Team Liquid maybe trying to, we had a very long game, as you mentioned before, maybe trying to give us our shortest game yet, as we're looking at 24 minutes, and they're already chipping away at the base. The Satchel going to take down a Nexus turret already.
The fact that they just walk in, a opportunity we had for Humanoid to try and do something in this one, but unfortunately, the composition that I really like enough, Fnatic just not able to do anything. And now Team Liquid, as they're creating all this pressure, they're really just waiting for the Baron to spawn.
Yeah, definitely a good idea. I mean, the timing.
Oh, he's getting.
Oh, yeah, they're just going to send it. Okay, they're looking for Noaz. He is going to ult away, but immediately Umpty does get into that back line, and the front line is burning. Oscar in a lot of trouble. Humanoid desperately trying to hit level 16 as he's sitting on 15, and now we do still have this Cassidon. Nope, he's gone. Okay, never mind. Down he goes, and I think the Nexus is going to follow very soon here. Team Liquid looking for an extremely dominant first game win over Fnatic here at the EWC, presenting League of Legends. And they will take down this first Nexus of the series.
Look, I was hoping Team Liquid was going to win, and I was hoping that we got to get a little bit more of a fight. That just felt as though Team Liquid was always in the right place. The Eastern regions were very much a fan of one magic damage source, but this time Team Liquid once again bringing that out, and APA is also a
What he was looking for, but trying to get things started off early. We mentioned the amount of burst damage that comes out from both of these sides, is once again looking to just get into the action here. But not looking good for them.
That's brutal. The fact that June has missed both those hooks in a row gives Team Liquid so much extra pressure in this lane, not just because you're trading, but you also have to remember that Team Liquid is...
Flash? Okay, they're just trying to kill Yon here, and it might just work out, but now one last auto on a June in his first blood to the Lucian of all players, as now Noah's alone. He's trying to get the kill on a Core JJ. He's not even going to be able to kill the Nami. He can't even get the Nami. Okay, he hits level 2, and now one last auto might do it. He does proc his barrier, but now he has to flash away. And, I mean, help them get across the line and get a massive lead in this bottom lane. And now Umpty's here. Nobody's got flash. Nobody. And they think they're safe. They think they're the ones hiding as now flash comes in from Umpty. And June is almost 100% dead as the damage is coming in. Aftershock not going to save him. And Noah in a bit of trouble himself, takes a huge chunk of damage. And Umpty, he just full cleared and went bot. I mean, it's pretty elementary, as now Impact in a bit of trouble, but he will just flash away from that one. As now getting a little bit close to the sun, Razork trying to punish this one, gets a thumbs up from Impact, as nothing is going right for Fnatic. And
just a complete domination top to bottom. Only 6 minutes, not even 6 minutes in, as they're already going for Razork.
Yeah, Razork gonna get caught here. The wall from the Taliyah is excellent, and now they don't quite have the damage though, as finally they do take him down. It's looking a little bit iffy there, as APA and Umpty were taking a huge amount of AoE damage from the Hui, but it's still going to be good for the side of Team Liquid. They get the pick onto Razork. You know, tried to make something happen on top side. All he gets is a thumbs up from Impact. And now we got to dive on bot side. They know that Razork is on the top side of the map, and Noah is just in a lot of trouble. Core JJ now, he will be traded back, and now we get a second kill over to the side of Fnatic. And through all of that, it does look like Gun should at least be able to take down the plate, and they deny even more CS away from Noah.
Or on the other side, you have a Hui, you have a Corki. All these characters are well known for scaling super hard into the game, and Fnatic trying to put a couple of them and get a little bit more gold in their pockets.
Well, they're trying to go for Core here, but he's just going to flash away. Noah does pick up the kill, and now Umpty in a little bit of a rough spot. Razork will go down to Yun, and now we got the Taliyah coming on in. Noah, he needs the kill, but he's not going to get it, as Umpty will survive, as APA again is there in the nick of time.
Overextended, Umpty just tanky enough when all is said and done to give APA the time to get there.
Yeah, now we got some plays on the top side. Core in a pretty rough spot. I really don't know what he was doing there, but maybe trying to get some vision. It does backfire, and he will be taken down. So, small little victory there.
It feels like fish are supposed to be in the river, right? That's exactly what their native habitat is. No way.
Well,
what?
Okay, that's just a shutdown from Noah over Yun. And I have no idea how that is even possible, but it did happen.
It did happen. I cannot wait to see the replay on what happened there, because that is very surprising. He still has a barrier up, and now it's a lot of gold that's gone right back on over towards Fnatic, potentially getting a bit too complacent.
Well, trying to take a trade here is Oscar in. No flash available for Impact. He is going to throw down the equalizer. That is going to prevent Razork from getting in, as now Will proc BL does get in, but that shield is enough to keep him alive. Just barely. Impact will survive. Is going the way of Team Liquid. Fnatic do not have any chance to walk over there and get anything going. So instead, Razork is just going to show himself up on the top side alongside of June, looking for APA. That's a very nice hook, and now the ult comes in. That is a very dead Taliyah eventually, and that's another shutdown going into the hands of Fnatic.
Yeah, it's going over towards
Tier 1 just yet, but you see Giannis trying to put on that pressure. Can be difficult into the way, but if you don't have jungle priority, maybe, yeah, they're just going to poke him down. And now we got a wall as well just to push him out of the lane and secure this mid-tier 1. This will be a big victory and the lead built upon here for Team Liquid.
First turret of the game goes down in about 15 minutes. Now looking for Noah.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah.
Very, very dead this time, as Impact on the Rumble will take him down. Now, Oscarinen is getting some free time with the stop turret, but it's just more time where Noah's
doesn't really get to play, and now Razor coming around. Umti's right around the corner.
Yeah, well, in the 1v1 should be fine, but now we got TPs coming in, we got June coming in as well, and Umti, they're just gonna leave him for dead. Not able to help him here, as even Impact might be in a little bit of trouble. The Ornn getting to work on him. June with the flash, all just to make 100% sure, and with Impact on no flash, it will be eventually the kill going over to Oscarinen. So nice little turnaround there on the bottom side going to Fnatic. Tier 1, and nearly does take out APA, and trying to snipe him down again. But we do have Jan and CoreJD nearby, so is June. Everybody is trying to just magnetize towards the action.
Razork is there as well. Team Liquid might be fighting off more than they can chew.
Yeah, June is going to be in an interesting spot, but like you mentioned, just trying to bait for this one. Core getting pretty low as he will flash the rocket, and now we do have Razork, and a massive equalizer going to hit everybody. Even the humanoid has to back away, and the divide does come through. Rather, the seismic shove will pick up Noah, just the cherry on top.
Great stuff coming out from Team Liquid. Finally finding one of those decisive fights that will get them a whole lot. They find multiple.
Liquid are taking big strides to increase that early lead that they've had for a very long time, but kind of stagnated on it for a while, as that knockup is going to miss. Impact still in a lot of trouble here, as Humanoid putting in that damage will knock the ult. And now a double knockup comes in here in the 2v2. You see June, though, is going to be kited down. Some sniping, some help from Humanoid, but a lot of damage from Razork as well. They're trying to get Yun, but he is going to dash away from this one. As now Umti looking again at the action. That wall is going to absolutely make quick work of him. And they also get the flash out of Oscar, who will get out of here and came up the entire map worth of CS. So it makes a lot of sense that he's on top.
But it is worth noting that at this point in the game, the goal leads start to lie, because we're starting to see the ornaments come through. Now, I'm a little bit disappointed because they lost all their cool names, but Umti just goes right on in.
He's going back in, and he is very tanky here on the Sintalis. Now an ult onto Yun, just trying to zone him away, but Umti's getting a lot of value in himself, as eventually he goes down, but now the culling comes out, as Yun is eating damage from the Baron. He nearly dies to it, and actually we'll have to get out of here. Impact also going down, and a massive snipe comes out from Noah as another shutdown in that 1v1, and Yun doesn't even use his barrier. Says, no, I was going to start seeing it as a nice little play to get that dredge line into the wall from June. But yeah, now we're going to have the fight breaking out once here again, as Impact does have TP if they want to come into this one. And there it is, straight into the fight is now.
Humanoid.
Trying to turn on the Humanoid. He just runs into the enemy team and immediately dies. But it's Impact doing the exact same thing with his TP. As down he's going to go. CoreJJ barely alive. It's only Yun. And yes, he is pretty fed, but I don't think he can go 1v4 here, as Umti trying to provide a front line. Oscar going in by himself. Umti now trying to really provide that front line. Down will go Core, and Umti is just a little bit too low. Young desperate to try to 1v4, but it's not happening. As now the Ornn ult is coming from downtown. And unfortunately, it is too far away for him. But another good fight here for Fnatic to try to come back in this game.
We're trying to remove this Corki early on. We were saying that if this was a scrim, we would not have even played it. But now, I mean, this is why you actually got to play some of those scrims, so you can look for opportunities like this.
Well, they're trying to go all in onto the Nautilus. This time, the equalizer will come down, as the Ornn ult is pretty good here from Oscarinen, but there's just no follow-up, as they would have had to force in through the choke. So finally,
they've maintained this 2,000 gold lead for the last 20 minutes. It's been hovering somewhere between 1.5 and 2.5, and now Impact getting caught.
Yeah, he's just immediately caught here. He tries to flash away, as now Oscarinen is going to be looking for the finisher, and he will get it as Razork actually gets the kill, and now Umti just baited in. He's going to be taken down. A lot of damage is done by the culling, but it's now 3v5 for TL. As Fnatic, they get a couple of picks, they get the enemy jungler, and they will look to take the Baron.
This is really big. The ornaments are really starting to make this gold lead completely lie, and 2 members going down for Team Liquid means there's no opportunity for them to actually contest for this Baron. Honestly, Valdez, this game feels as though it's been going for a lot longer than 27 minutes, right? This is around the time where Team Liquid actually ended game 1. And
what Razork has been able to do on this Kha'Zix, I mean, he has found so many angles even from behind, and now that he's ahead, he's like, okay, now it's time to go on the hunt, and Jude does an excellent job. And, well, right as I'm saying Razork's doing well, he just immediately dies. And now we get a huge equalizer over the top. You do see the Ornn ultimate also going to try to peel for the team as we do see June going down, but now Yun taken out. Umpty going way too deep, but now APA is going to get the flank here, and maybe it's enough as APA will take out the Corki finally as Oscar Inen alone 1v2. And can he do much here? Will he take down Cortez? It's looking pretty likely as he does go unstoppable, and there is the knockup. But another one is the seismic shove. APA does deny the kill.
Really good fight ultimately from Team Liquid to get an equalizer, but what if we had a Baron buff to neutralize that entirely? Yes, Team Liquid trade back, but at the same time, Razork is going to be picking up another Infernal Dragon. It looks like the Infernal Soul, 1 dragon away here for Fnatic, and at least Team Liquid will trade some gold back by getting the top lane turret and the mid lane turret, but I would absolutely rather be in Fnatic's position as they go for another roll.
Yeah, Yun is in a lot of trouble. He is going to flash away as the rest of the team is just going to blast cone out of there as well. Razork really wants to continue. Yeah, eventually, but maybe then the rest of the team just takes you down. So it does feel like Fnatic's in a pretty good spot, although Razork nearly does die. And now they're calling, and he has to flash away. Meanwhile, on the top side, Impact's in a lot of trouble, but the equalizer is good. And now a fight potentially brewing here. That's a very nice seismic shove to come out from the side of Team Liquid, but now Umpty in a lot of trouble. Does tank up a huge amount of the damage, and now Razork is back into the fight. Does take down Core, and the AoE damage from the way is huge, but now they go way too deep, and Humanoid and Noah barely surviving. Looks like they will get away just barely in this fight.
And it's another even trade between these two teams. Fnatic and Team Liquid just going blow for blow every the mid lane, and Fnatic very low. It'd be very hard to do this Baron. They're trying to corral them.
And Team Liquid are doing a pretty good job of that. The flash comes in, Impact in a bit of trouble, trying to get away from this one. Umpty, though, frontlining for Yun on the top side of this fight. And now Razork, they're going to spot him on the top side here as well. Mid lane still looking to push. The Dredge line is going to miss as APA just trying to tip away once again with his own Leandries.
Impact looking to back away so he can get a teleport back into the fight. Team Liquid not having the vision necessary to continue chasing Fnatic around. They finally know that Fnatic is not, in fact, hitting the Baron. That means that it's Team Liquid's turn to do so, trying to make sure that nobody can teleport back in.
Trying to get this fight going again, and June is in a ton of trouble. He just goes down, and that's going to be the end of that. TL, they force Fnatic to try to answer the call on the Baron, but now they're just going to have to give it away. Team Liquid, look at them. They had a huge lead, kind of threw it away. Fnatic were playing well.
Being very skittish around this, taking their time, making sure that Razork does not have an easy opportunity to jump into the pit. And Razork, as we know, is not even going to go for a steal at all, but Team Liquid love the fact.
The fastest game by far we've had so far, and also looking to potentially break the record for the longest game in the same series. As now trying to frontline here, Umpty in a lot of trouble. Will Crescent Guard and try to get away from this one, but the knockup once again as Oscar Inen will assassinate him. But now the knockup comes out when Oscar's in a bit of trouble. He has to get away. The equalizer is huge. The front line is just melting here on the side of Fnatic. Everybody is super low health, and a flash forward from Yun is enough to take the double kill. And now Noah's like desperately trying to hold on to this mid lane, but eventually he should go down as he's just poked away by stones, and maybe Team Liquid, they just end the game here.
It took 37 minutes for Team Liquid to remember how much of a lead they had early on in this game. It is only Razork left to try and defend Fnatic's life in this tournament. He needs to do a miracle play right now if they want to keep on their key.
I just don't think he's got enough. You know, maybe if this was Ziggs or onivia or something, but Kha'Zix not looking good for him as Team Liquid took them quite a while in game number 2, but it will be the 2-0 victory to take the series up against Fnatic and win and move on here in the EWC.
And Team Liquid
These were some of the best highlights from the 2024 Esports World Cup quarterfinals. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.